Now, I promised you that we'd turn to the situation in Italy, to the north of that country, the north of Italy, which we've seen dramatic scenes through the course of today after severe flooding, which has killed at least 8 people. Thousands more have been evacuated from their homes. This weekend's Formula One Grand Prix at Imola has also now been cancelled. It comes as a new report by the World Meteorological Organization warned that global temperatures will reach record levels in the next 5 years. We'll have more on that aspect of the story in a moment. First, let's get more on the situation on the ground in Italy. It is one of the European countries most affected by extreme weather in recent years. The extreme flooding is in the Emilia-Romagna region. This is Forlì near Bologna, and the mayor of that city says the city is on its knees, devastated and in pain. Divers have been recovering bodies. Hundreds of people have been trapped or stranded as rivers burst their banks. In towns nearby, people are being rescued, as you can see, from their homes by helicopter, plucked from the rooftops or waters. In this area, around half the normal annual rainfall fell within just 36 hours. Let's show you pictures from Bologna itself, because you can see the amount of water in the streets, cars and trucks abandoned there. And to the town of Cesena, the local authorities there say 14 rivers have broken their banks, and in some areas it wasn't possible to gauge the rainfall accurately because the amount that fell exceeded what their instruments could actually record. Well, this is the mayor of that town.
We cannot rule out the possibility of further breaches of the banks, as happened yesterday at 4 p.m. We reiterate our call to citizens to stay away from rivers, not to enter basement or underground rooms for any reason, and for those who live near the river to stay on the first floor and not go down to the ground floor.
Well, let's speak now to Professor Attilio Castarilin, who teaches hydrology, water resources, planning and management and flood risk assessment at the university in that city. Thank you so much for being here on BBC News. In terms of your assessment, what is happening in the north of Italy, first of all?
Well, thank you a lot for inviting me. It's a tragedy, a catastrophe. It's mainly due to a cyclonic disturbance that is bringing huge warm air masses clashing into our Apennines. This produces a large amount of rainfall, as you correctly said in the introduction. And the event for my district is basically unprecedented since the establishment of the rain gauging monitoring system of the region. So we have to go back 70 years, but we cannot find anything similar in spring in terms of spatial extent and in terms of time persistent.
So unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Why do you think it is happening then?
Oh, it is very clear why. Because of this cyclone that is bringing from the south warm and very moisty air masses. And this is simultaneously generating a storm surge, a severe one, along the coast. And this reduces the flow, the velocity of the stream of the rivers that have their mouth on the shore, increasing water level. So it's really the perfect storm. I'm lucky to be in Bologna, where the situation is definitely concerning, but not as dramatic as in other areas. I can update your figures because 21 rivers now simultaneously are overtopping, generating breaches, and for the most part, these rivers are hanging above the floodplain. So in case one levee breaches, then the water stops flowing into the river and flows directly into the floodplains where cities are and industries are, factories.
And we're watching, as you're speaking, the rescue efforts that have been going on. We know so many people still trapped. We know so many people have been evacuated, so many people without electricity. In terms of the authorities, though, themselves, if we are seeing more extreme weather events, what do they need to do to make you better prepared?
Well, I believe we do need to rethink the entire system of protection at the systemic level, because this kind of event, as I was saying before, put the entire system to a severe test. And luckily, this event was forecasted correctly, but very unluckily, this event comes just 2 weeks after an equivalently severe storm that basically saturated river catchments and wetted all the levee systems that protect the floodplains. So basically, if we couple these two events in 15 days, but in reality, in 36 plus 48 hours, we have recorded the amount of rainfall that normally falls for half of the year, meaning that we had in 4 days half of the rainfall we have normally on a normal year, hydrologically speaking. So very difficult situation.
It really is a very difficult situation. We continue to monitor what is happening on the ground. But Professor, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us here on the programme
for your time.
on BBC News. Thank you so much.